Well, good afternoon or good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Elmvale Floss Community Arena, known around here on Harvesters game nights as the Silo. I'm Mike Kelly, and tonight is a pretty special night. We're getting ready for Game 2 of the OEHL playoffs between the Elmvale Harvesters and the Georgian Bay Apple Kings. The building is filling nicely. There's a real buzz in the air, and playoff hockey has officially arrived in Elmville for the first time in Harvesters franchise history. Before we get too far into this, I wanted to make sure that I say this right off the top. This is my first time ever doing play-by-play. No experience, no formal training, and I'm still learning the players' names and numbers, especially on the Apple King side. So if I stumble over a name, miss a call, or take a second to catch up with the play, I appreciate your patience as I learn on the fly. And full honestly here, I am a Harvester supporter. I'll do my best to keep things fair, but on a night like this, with this crowd and this atmosphere, the coverage may lean a little bit towards the home side, because this really is a big moment. This is the first season in Harvest franchise history, and already this team has given the community something to rally around. Elmvale finished third in the OEHL Northern Conference standings this year with a 14-6 record, earning them home ice to start the playoffs. Georgian Bay at 11-9 came in sixth, but as we saw in Game 1, that gap doesn't mean much once the puck drops in the postseason. Last night, the Harvesters opened the series with a strong 6-3 win on the road. Jacob Kelly and Jordan Fuller led the way offensively. Jeremy Robertson picked up the game winner, his first of the season. Owen King added one late, and Noah Gow turned in a big performance, stopping 40 of the 43 shots he faced. And that's the part you can't overlook. Georgian Bay was pushing hard all night on home ice. They generated a lot of chances, kept firing the puck, and they're going to come out hungry tonight, looking to even up this series. But we're in Elmville now. First playoff game at the Silo. A packed house, a brand new franchise already making a mark in the OEHL. And here they come onto the ice. It's the kind of night this building was made for. It's the kind of night these fans have been waiting for. Here we go. It's Game 2 from Elmville. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with me, a first-time play-by-play announcer. Let's get ready for playoff hockey at the Silo. Just going through the starting lineups here for both teams. Good, Blazer, Simmons, Hewlett, and Rowland for the Kings, Apple Kings. Here's Kalamaki, Fuller, Branson, and Pitt for the Elmvale Harvesters. Andrew Best is in net. He catches with the wrong hand, but that's okay. We got Lees and Brucey, the referees. Blanchett and Maltby doing the lines. Now, And here we go. Okina has been sung, and we are getting ready to go. Minari in net for the Georgian Bay Apple Kings. Best for the Elm Bell Harvesters. We got David Pierce at center taking the face off for the Elm Bell Harvesters. And Simmons for the Kings. Apple Kings. Game 2 at the silo is underway. Pierce wins the face-off back to Pitt, who dumps it down. Noah Rowan takes it. Up over the line, it's Fuller fires it just wide of the net. Crash at the side, Kalamaki and Pierce are down. Pierce looks like he might be injured. Definitely down. Pierce went in hard there at the side boards. Holding his leg. Hoping that that's not something too serious. Pierce will be going to the dressing room, it looks like. As Pierce goes off, Young comes on to settle in between Kalamaki and Fuller. And we're back in action. Harvesters keep control of the puck. Little D-to-D pass from France into Pitt. Lift up and roll in. Looks like Roland's going to take a handling the puck penalty. An early power play for the Harvesters. Guess he took too many steps with that puck. Traveling, as you say in basketball. But an early power play and a good chance here to get the crowd into her for the Elm Bell Harvesters. Branson and Harusiak on the point. Young, Fuller, and Kalamaki up front. Face off one, and the shot is blocked out into the neutral zone. And Harusiak up to Young. Cross over to Kalamaki, who drives it in. Rims it around here to the weak side. That'll scoot outside the blue line. Fuller back over to Franson, and he will bring it in. Shot on net, steered to the side by Minari. Georgian Bay gathers it and dumps it down. 1 minute, 25 seconds left on the power play. So far, one shot for the Elm Bell Harvesters on this power play. Dropped back by Young. Yeah, the side of the goal. Put in, but the net was off. Goalie's going to get a penalty here. Going to go 5-on-3. Looks like he knocked it off intentionally, so we're going to go 5-on-3. Definitely a good penalty to take because that puck was going in the net. Veteran move there by Minari, knocking the net off. We're going to have to pay the price with a minor penalty here. Elmville's got a good chance here to get up early. Pitt back on the ice with Franson. Young, Kalamaki, and Fuller stay. Georgian Bay wins the face-off, but the Harvesters are all over it. Fuller pulls it out of the corner up to the point. Pitt takes his time back down to Fuller. He'll move around long at the side of the net. Branson keeps it in at the blue line. Pitt drops it back down to Palomaki. Over to Pitt, into the middle. Off to the side, Branson will recover. Down to Fuller. In the front. Palomaki scores! Dylan Palomaki gets the Harvest on the board. A power play goal. 18:09 left in the first. Branson down to Fuller beside the net. Popped it out in front. And we got ourselves a 1-0 Harvesters lead. The Harvesters will retain the power play for another minute 28. We got 18:09 left in the first. A little bit of a discussion here. The referees are now discussing something. Not entirely sure what's going on. But that was Palomaki from Fuller and Branson. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but they waved off the goal. Face off outside. We'll try to figure out what happened there. Owen King on for his first shift. Fun will take it. Dump her down. We got King bringing it down the sidewall. Comes in, drops it back to Kipper. Kipper back to the point that Olusiak. Looks to the side of the net there where Sweeney swings it around and that pops up into the air. Kipper around the end zone. Back to Olusiak who shoots. Stopped in front. Ice down. First penalty is 3 seconds left. Harvesters back here. Get it in. Olusiak back at the point. Shoots, it's blocked in front. That'll be rimmed around and all the way down. And the first penalty has been killed off by the Apple Kings. Pick grabs it on the weak side, brings it in over the blue line. Stops up, shot by Fuller, deflected wide. Luciak, almost had his DDD pass intercepted. Pitt recovers, and they go back into their own zone. Up to Fuller. Fuller brings it across the blue line. Oh, nice little move around. The defenseman shot. Nice save by Maneri. And then now we've got second penalty is ending. And the Georgian Bay Apple Kings do a good job to kill off the 5-on-3 early here in Game 2. Evan Edmonds sidesteps his check, falls down at the blue line. Gets it and then dumps it in offside. Young was only about 14 feet offside there. Face-off will come outside. Elmville Harvesters have 6 shots so far as Ryan Hackett comes in to take the face-off. Pope and Devin Edmonds on with him. Big check at the red line as Pope battles around the blue line. Klusiak takes it in behind his net. Being pressured there by the Apple King forward. It'll get dumped in behind Devin Shorman on for his first shift. Chips it out and Devin Edmonds tries to pick it up, plays the body. and picks it up back in. And now we've got a penalty going to the Harvesters. It looks like it's going to be Ryan Hackett, 2 minutes for interference. And so now the Apple Kings will have their chance to go on the power play and maybe take this crowd out of it. Rowan stepped on the ice on the power play. We got Owen King taking the face-off for the Elmville Harvesters. Face-off won by the Apple Kings. They'll chip it down low and behind the net. Apple Kings in behind the net. A shot. It looked like it went off the post from here. And it'll be dumped down by the Elmville Harvesters. Noah Rowan brings it up off the Bueller. Cups over the blue line. Stops up at the half wall. Brings it back up to the point. Shot through and wide. Rowan picks it up on the opposite side of the ice. Down to the bumper position. That's hit with a big block shot. And we've got a 2-on-1 coming this way. Owen King into the middle of the ice. Cochran in. Shoots. Stopped by the goalie. Shoved into the post. A good stop by Maneri. And a good chance short-handed by Cameron Cochran. Face-off stays inside. Brad Kipper and Derek Sweeney on the ice up front. Joseph Franson and Steve Luciak on the back end. Penalty killing. 1 minute left in the power play for the Georgian Bay Apple Kings. The Apple Kings bring it up, try to chip it in, but it's blocked by the Harvesters and shot down. Kipper, a good forecheck there, gets him to cough up the puck, and Sweeney's able to keep it in. Apple Kings will bring it up. Shot to the other side and brought in over the blue line. Back to the point, side to side. 27 takes a shot. That's stopped by Best. Scramble in front and shoots out to the point. Franson deflects it off into the corner, takes a hit, and the Apple Kings retain possession. And Kipper deflects it out to center and down. And now we got a penalty behind the play. 83 is going to go to the box. Dorian for interference. He doesn't like the call. He thought it was a dive. But we got 12 seconds of 4-on-4 action here in the first. We got Fuller and Kalamaki on. Luciak and Balkwill on the point. Balkwill will take it. And it's dumped in by Luciak. Maneri sets it up behind the net park over to the other side. And that's shot down, deflected by Balkwill, and Young is on for the power play, and he will bring it out of their zone, chip it over to Balkwill over. Fuller shot stopped by the blocker of Maneri. Kicks into the corner, and a good race battle there by Balkwill. Shot into the point there. Balkwill up high. Luciak in the middle. Down to Young. He's looking in the middle. Over to Balkwill. Back to Luciak. Luciak looking. Over to Young. Young looking in the middle. Fuller just above the slot. Shot wide. Oh, and a scramble around the net, and Young almost put it in. It screeches through the goal crease, but Maneri's able to keep it out. Harvesters have had a few chances early on here, but haven't been able to bolt the twine. Other than that one that was called back. Ouellette brings it in. Nice little move around the defense. Gets her into the corner. 43 seconds remain on the power play for the Harvesters. Fuller winds it and throws it blindly down the ice, and the Apple Kings will recover. They dump it down and pick back to recover. Franson picks it up, going down the left side. Over to Kipfer, drop to Sweeney. Sweeney shoots wide. Back to Franson. Franson picks it up. Down low to Kipfer. Kipfer over to Pitt. One-timer. Deflected in front by Sweeney. That goes wide. King picks it up in the corner. Sweeney gives him some support. Back to Pitt. Shot. Shoots. He scores! Carly Pitt from the point. Looked like it might have been deflected, but nope. Riley Pitt on the power play. 3 seconds left. Has the opening goal for the Elmville Harvesters. The power play had been looking good early on in this game. And finally, they break the ice. 1-0 Harvesters. 11 minutes, 58 seconds left to go here in the first. Taylor Murphy on. He'll go D to D over to Luciak. He's got a lot of ice time. That's Pitt from Sweeney and Kipfer. Hackett takes it away at the blue line. Shoots it wide. Pope shoots it on net. That net's coming off. A little bit of pushing and shoving right now. Hackett's right in the middle of it, like he always is. That net's coming off real easy. Maneri putting a little bit of water around it, hoping to keep it on as the period rolls on. Robitaille's on the net, on the ice for the Apple Kings. Edmonds, Cochran, and King for the Harvesters. Face-off won by King. Cameron dumps it in behind the net where the Apple Kings will recover. Up through the middle, and Robitaille dumps it in. He's the one that goes down and chases his own dump in, picks it up. And as it gets behind the net, it's Taylor Murphy and Bulkwell battling, and it's shipped out here by Devin Edmonds. Owen King brings it over, tries to chip it into Edmonds, but that is gone. Looks like there's a Apple King with a bad blade. He's trying to get to the bench. This King picks it up and goes outside. He puts himself offside. And the skate blade of Bueller seems to have come off. Not sure where it is. But the Harvesters go offside. 10-1 the shots here. 9.5 minutes into the first period. Young, Fuller, and Palamaki, the top line for the Harvesters are back on. Devin Shorman and Steve Luciak. Apple Kings will recover and dump it in to the Harvesters' end. Rimmed around and out. Long will recover it down in his own end, and he'll go right wide to Ouellette. Ouellette will kick it over to the right side. Simmons tipped it in, and Ouellette's gone to get it. Apple Kings try to push it out in front and scramble. It bounces a little bit, and Fuller will recover it. Young, as it gets to the blue line, tries to kick it over here to Palamaki, turns it over, and back goes the Apple Kings the other way. Brings it down the right side. Cut off, and Fuller will pick up the puck. He'll dance through the middle of the ice, bring it in, over, shoots, blocked by the Apple Kings. Young gets it, takes a look, looking for somebody in front. Palamaki tied up, but Fuller's able to keep it in. Palamaki rims it around this side, and Fuller will recover it in the neutral zone. Luciak off the glove of Maneri. Turnover by the Apple Kings, and Hackett picks it over to Sweeney, who shoots it. A glove save by Maneri, who's been busy here in the first half of this period. Derek Sweeney with the shot on net. a local kid who played actually for the Georgian Bay Apple Kings last year. Got the call this year for the Elmville Harvesters, and we're glad to have him. Hackett in on the draw. Hackett wins it cleanly back. Francis keeps it in. Bouncing puck out over the line. Kipfer back to Franson. Franson backpedaling his own end. Goes off the glass and out. Apple Kings will pick it up in the neutral zone. That's kept in by Roland at the Harvesters blue line, and then good shot on net there, and a little bit of pushing and shoving again around Andrew Best, who makes his best stop of the day from inside the slot. Andrew Best from the Midland area. Owen King on to take the draw. Right off the face-off, that shot wide by the Apple Kings. Franson chips it out. Owen King trying to find it. And the Apple Kings will take over. Up the strong side, Owen King picks it up. Puts it back into his own net where Pitt is going to pick it up. Being hounded by number 13 of the Apple Kings. Gets in, stops behind his net. And it's Pope bringing it over. Edmonds, offside. And that little shot after the whistle will draw a crowd. Let's go. Playoff hockey, scrums, every other whistle it seems like. Everybody's looking to win. We got some penalties. Coincidentals, Edmonds for unsportsmanlike, and roughing for the Apple Kings. Coincidental means we play 5-on-5. Fleming on to take the face-off for the Apple Kings. Face-off won by the Harvesters. Volko will dump it in, rim it around. Palamaki runs into the defender. Chipped by him. Gloved away. And the Apple Kings will bring it in. Offside at the Harvesters blue line. So that will come back. Threat thwarted. .7:55 remains here in the first period. 1-0 Harvesters on a goal by Palamaki. No, sorry. It was actually, that one was called back. I apologize. The goal was by Pitt. Pitt scored the goal on the power play. Referees talking again. Face-off is going to be out just outside the Harvesters zone. Apple Kings off the face-off will control and dump it in. Called around to the right-hand side. Young will rim it around. Kept in at the blue line by the Apple Kings. Bockel down in the corner. Trying to scramble it around at the half wall there. Puck is popped up in the air. Looks like it hit the roof. Stop play and face off inside the Harvesters zone. Hackett back on with Robertson and Cochran. Robertson scored his first goal last night. It was a big one, the game winner. in a 6-3 victory for the Elmville Harvesters in Thornbury last night. He'll kick it out to Cochran, who takes a heavy hit along the sidewall here, just in front of the Apple King bench. Gets up, he's okay. Harvesters already down one. David Pierce took a tough spill early in the first shift and has not returned. Cam Cochran on the forward check turns it over in front to Hackett. Can't find it in front of the net. Shorman over here, shot on net, swallowed up by Maneri to get a whistle. Shorman and Luciak on the point right now for the Harvesters. Face off won again by Ryan Hackett, who's been good in the circle early in this game. Robertson kicks it in behind the net. Cochran and out front, picked up by the Apple Kings, and they'll take it out. 23 brings it over, shot steered to the side by Best. Down into the corner, nobody knows where it is. Apple Kings pick it up, fired across in front of the net, nobody home. Park's able to keep it in. He'll rim it down below the net. Then Sherman will just dive and chip it out into the neutral zone. Shot in, gloved by Best, given to Luciak, who will give it up to Jeremy Robertson, who gets it to King, who dumps it in, and Sweeney's in on it. Maneri out of the net to play the puck across, and it'll get out. Apple Kings turn it over at the red line, dump back in. Sweeney in on the forward check. The Apple Kings chip it out, and 39 brings it in over the blue line. He'll try to get by Franson, who deflects the puck out. And the Apple Kings will get back at it. Shot from a long distance on Best. That flops down in front of him, and he'll steer it to the side. Owen King picks it up, goes to the right side here. Franson will chip it down to Sweeney. He's played hard by 27. Owen King in behind the net. Puck comes around. Franson's able to keep it in. He'll shoot it. Deflected off. Oh, a couple deflections in front. Maneri finds it before it gets into the net. Bunch of deflections there. Franson does a good job to get that puck through. Pope on with Young and Fuller right now as they change their line combination just slightly. Face off one directly back to Pitt. Shoots it in. It's deflected wide. Apple Kings unable to get it out. And now they will. It's Robitaille in over the blue line. Pitt will break that up. And it scoops over to the other side. In behind the net. Shot out in front. Shot down low. There it is. Right beside. Tusk is down. And he's able to keep it out. Fuller and Pitt helped him out there. He was just lying there prone. And the Apple Kings could not raise the puck over the pad. Score remains 1-0 Harvesters here. 4:44 left in the first period. Shots now are 16-6 in favor of the Harvesters. Face off down low. Volkville down in the corner. Chip it along. Apple Kings able to keep it on. They're starting to put a little bit of pressure on the Harvesters with some zone time. Back to the point. Shot deflected. Best down into the, deflects it back into the corner, but Apple Kings keep possession. Back to the point, down low, out in front. Good stick there by Young. Volkville chips it along the boards, and Fuller's able to chip it out, relieve the pressure. Fleming back for the Apple Kings. And he will come up. Look at that. Oh my goodness, almost too many men there. Ouellette brings it into his own zone, chips it out. Simmons cross ice over to the right side to number 17. He will chip it in, but it'll go too high. Hit the rafters. And another face-off. 3:47 left to go here in the first period. Pitt the only goal here on the power play in the first period. Hackett back on, wins another draw. And we got Pitt bringing down through the middle. Back to Hackett in the slot. Shot is blocked. Real good block by the Apple Kings there. Luciak loses sight of it. That's chipped out, and we got a rush for the Apple Kings. 17 brings it in, dropped it back to 4 across. 7 just misses it in front of the net. 15 brings her down below the goal line. And the Apple Kings back on the offense as they control the puck in the Harvester zone. We got 7 down low, working the puck. Cam Cochran in to help Pitt. Puck remains there, heavy hit in the corner. And finally, it's chipped out over to Robertson, who gets it into the middle to Hackett, who will just leave it there for Cochran, who's in with some speed. Shot, stopped by Maneri. And 24 for the Apple Kings will bring it down the right side. Chips it in behind the net. As the Apple Kings continue to pressure offensively. Down low, shot deflected by Best. Stepped in, deflected in front, that goes wide. Pope chips it out, Edmonds gets it. All the way over to King, who's gets it in wide, brings it around the net. Looking, Edmonds falls in the middle of the ice. It's down low. And King will pick it up in the neutral zone. Brings it back in with a little bit of speed. Broken up by Giesler on the point. Edmonds throwing his body around right now. And the Apple Kings will gather it and bring it out into the neutral zone and over the Harvesters line. It's dropped to 39. Shot! Stopped by Best. He'll swallow it up. 1:51 to go here in the first period. It was all Harvesters early, but the Apple Kings have turned the tables here late in the first period. Starting to get lots of chances and a lot of offensive zone time. Young back on, take the face-off for the Harvesters with Sweeney and Kepfer as they continue to mix and match their lines. Shorman controls it over to Sweeney. Sweeney will chip it in. Down low, Roland and Kipfer battle, and the Apple Kings will fire it out where Franson will pick it up and dump it back. Along the boards, it's Sweeney gives it up, and the Apple Kings will bring it in, and that's deflected over the net. Buck 18, 1:18 left to go in the first period. Shorman picks it up off to the side. It'll squirt out, and Young over to Sweeney. 2-on-1, shoots. Oh, and it just goes wide. A good stop by Maneri. A real good chance for the Harvesters there. A real good save by Maneri to keep this a 1-0 game. Chipped in by Kepfer. Young is on it first. Into the corner. It's taken away and dumped and turned over in the neutral zone. But Glazer will pick it up over to the sidewall here, and Fuller, with just 35 seconds left, will dump it in. Palamaki and Fuller both going in on the forecheck. It's dumped out down the ice, and it just barely squeaks across the line, icing. So a face-off in the Apple Kings end with 23.9 seconds remaining. It's going to be Owen King taking the face-off for the Harvesters. Fleming for the Apple Kings. Off to the side wall, it's chipped up. They will dump it down again. No ice that time as the Apple Kings pick it up. That is chipped out. Owen King just over with 5 seconds remaining. Falls down. Not much time. He's going to have to get a shot. That'll go into the corner, and the period will end.
Go ahead, gentlemen, go ahead.
One period down, the Elmville Harvesters on a power play goal by Riley Pitt lead it 1-0. Shots in the period, 18 for the Harvesters and 8 for the Apple Kings. A good start for the Elmville Harvesters at home in their first ever playoff game at the Silo. It's a good time here in our broadcast to mention some of the sponsors. This is the first season in the Elmville Harvest history, and none of this would be possible without the businesses and community partners who have stepped up to support senior hockey in Elmville. On behalf of all the players, staff, and fans, thank you for believing in this team and helping make this inaugural season a reality. Platinum sponsors include Bourgeois Motors, Chandler Transport, Hardship Acres, Construction Equipment Supply, Martin Nagel at Clearpath Insurance, and Quails Brewery. We thank them very much for their support of the Harvesters. And after one is 1-0 Harvesters. And we'll take a break. right, everybody, we are getting ready for the second period here at the Silo in Elmvale, Ontario. But before we do, let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. We have a couple games going on as we speak. We got the Shelburne Muskies up 5-3 in the second over the Creemore Coyotes. Creemore took game one of that play-in series last night. And then we also have a final. We also have a final from earlier today. The Minto 81s over the Lucknow Lancers in game one of that series. 7-4 was the final. They take a 1-0 lead in that series. Here in Elmvale, we got a 1-0 Harvesters lead heading into the second period. Riley Pitt, second in scoring in the OEHL for all defenders, scored on the power play from Sweeney and Kipfer. That's the long goal in the first period as we get ready for the second period. Young in to take the face-off between Kalamaki and Fuller. A notable absence today for the Harvesters is Jacob Kelly, who led the team in scoring this season, third in the OEHL. Definitely somebody that is missed in this lineup. But a good period for the Harvesters, who outshot the Georgian Day Apple Kings there in the first period as they get ready to go here in the second. Second period underway, and the Apple Kings, who had a good second half to that first period, dump it in, and the Harvesters will just chip it out. Kalamaki, glove to foot, down to Franson, over to Pitt. Pitt up, gives it away at the red line. Simmons in over the line, looks wide, off the skate of Pitt. A little bit of sticky ice right now. Pitt dumps it in, Fuller will chip it down below the goal line. On the boards, the Apple Kings will kick it out. Pitt's able to keep it in, and a quick little shot there by Fuller is gloved by Maneri and held for a whistle. King, Sweeney, and Kipfer on here to take the face-off in the offensive zone. Elmvale's been doing really well in the face-off circle. They kind of win that one. Oh, and Devin Shorman has it flip over his stick, almost a giveaway. Best knifes it off to the side, keeps it out of trouble, and Kipfer will turn it around into the skates to Sweeney, who shoots and hits a post. Good little shot from the top of the circle by Derek Sweeney, hits the post, beats the goaltender, not the iron. Shorman back to his blue line. Cross ice to Sweeney again, who brings it in. Stops up at the hash marks in front to Kipfer. Taken away by the Apple Kings, and out they come over the blue line. 39 in. Quickly out in front, able to keep it in. Is Park here at the blue line. Shot through, scores! Shot from the point goes off the chest right to number 39. That would be Wise, who cleans up the rebound, and it's 1-1. A minute 37 here into the second period. Shot was from the point, dropped through. Best was unable to knife it to the corner or swallow it up. Rebound sat there and jumped into the net by the Apple Kings. 1-1 early in the second period. Robitaille brings it over the blue line, into the corner, down low, taken away by Shorman. Now battle. It's Bulkwell down to pick it up, and he will skate it out. Across the ice to Devin Edmonds down the right side. He takes a shot, goes over the net. Picked up by Robitaille into the neutral zone. Taylor Murphy back to Hackett. Hackett up to the wall. Devin Edmonds, pass is deflected. Pope picks it up, down in the slot. Down in the corner, he'll put it in front. That's chipped away. Taylor Murphy keeps it in at the blue line. Park will pick it up behind the goal line along the boards, and Murphy's able to keep it in. He just chips it down into the slot where Pope shoots, and it's good stop by Maneri and fired away by the Apple Kings, and that will be icing. Not much of a shot from the point, but that's what they say. Just get it through, and a rebound came. And Pope was able to get some good wood on it, but a good save by Maneri. Keep it a 1-1 game here. 17-17 left to go in the second period. Fuller off the face-off. That shot is blocked back to the point. Buffalo's shot is gloved by Maneri, and we'll have another face-off in the Apple King zone. Face-off won by the Apple Kings, who will chip it out, but give it away at the neutral zone. And they'll go back and forth here a little bit. And Fuller will try to get it. That will be blocked. Offside by the Apple Kings. They have to let it go out, but they will pick it up in the neutral zone. And Roland will dump it in, rim it around for 24 on the side wall. Down low. Young will chip it up along the zone. It will be kept in by Roland again. Balk will take first to the puck. Over to Palamaki, who will chip it out into center ice as the Harvesters relieve the pressure. Back come the Apple Kings. 3-on-3 rush here into the middle. That's turned over up the middle. We got Young bringing it down the left side into the middle. Back to Palamaki just in front of him. He could not get to it. And it'll be chipped out where Fuller will pick it up across the ice to Pitt. Pitt skates her down, chips her in, and will get his own puck. He looks into the middle, that's deflected up. Fuller will pick it up at the blue line, shoot it. That'll be deflected wide by 14. And that will be shot out by the Apple Kings. And another icing will result in a face-off down in the Apple Kings zone once again. Chip for Sweeney and King on the draw here. Face-off controlled by the Apple Kings, who chip it out. Across the ice comes 7. He brings it in, stops up, chip it down low. Sweeney will pick that pass off in front of his net to King. Over to Pitt. Pitt makes a little move around the forward, and he'll bring it out over the red line and into the Apple King zone where he shoots. That's stopped by Maneri. Chipped out in front. Oh, and King battling around there. Couple whacks at it. It doesn't go. Maneri standing strong again for the Apple Kings. Pope, who had the best chance this period, is back on the ice for the Harvesters. Young will center Edmonds and Pope. Young wins the faceoff again. Shot is blocked. And out come the Apple Kings over the blue line. That is broken up and chipped out. And Halusiak will grab it and dump it in. Edmonds coming in hard on the forecheck, able to turn it over. Shot on Maneri, who covers it again. Good forecheck there by Edmonds, able to turn the puck over, get a little backhand away. Jeremy Robertson, Cam Cochran on the flanks as Brian Hackett takes the face-off. It's down into the corner where Hackett chips it over to Robertson. Apple Kings take over and will bring it out to the blue line, but not out. Shorman's able to keep it in. He comes down, in behind the net, loses it, but Cameron picks it up, or Cochran picks it up, and in front of the net there, Devin Shorman couldn't find the handle. We got a penalty coming to the Harvesters, I believe, for slashing. Or no? That's going against the Apple Kings for slashing. So another power play for the Elmville Harvesters. They have one power play goal already. Their only goal, Pitt. They had 2 goals called off also on the power play as they had an early 5-on-3 in this game. Net came off on the first one. Second one, still not sure. But another power play opportunity for the Harvesters, who had a real good power play all season long, clipping in around the 30%. Young, who's been very, very good in the face-off circle tonight, on to take the face-off. Another conversation here as we wait to get going. Branson, Pitt, Fuller, Palamaki, and Young. Pierce, not sure if he's been ruled out for the rest of the game, but did not come out for the second. So I'm going to guess that's one shift for him all night. Unfortunate, as they're already down Kelly. 2 of the biggest offensive threats for the Elmville Harvesters are out. But still a good power play with Fuller, Palamaki, and Young. Pitt back into his own zone to pick up the puck. Comes around the net. Weaves his way through his zone over to Palamaki, who will dump it in and chase it down. Maneri out behind, stops the puck, shoots it, unable to stop it down there was Fuller, and they were able to dump it down. 40 seconds gone in the power play as Franson behind the net takes it. And will make his way out to the neutral zone. Cross the red line, in on Maneri, who deflects it wide, and quickly down again by the Apple Kings, who will make a change. Franson in behind the net. Leaves it for Pitt. Will evade the first check, but turn it over, and it's back down into the Harvesters' best out to play it around. Palamaki picks it up on the sidewall. Franson's there to help. And the Apple Kings will go back to their own end and fire it into the bench. A break for the Harvesters as they'll get an offensive zone face-off here with 32 seconds left in the power play. 13:04 remains. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Owen King on to take the face-off. Face-off won by the Apple Kings, and they will deliver it to center ice. Balkwill brings it over the line, fires it, knocked down by Kipper, who will pick it back up and give it down to Balkwill. Apple Kings bring it out over to Kipper, crosses the line, down to Sweeney, cross here to King. He will reverse it down low to Sweeney, who battles in the corner. Kipper there, trying to dig it out. It's stuck along the boards. Kipper in there. Sweeney's in there trying to dig at it. Power play is over. Finally, it breaks free, and Luciak will fire it around to the other side. The Apple Kings will chip it out. Another good penalty kill for the Georgian Bay Apple Kings. Roulette turns it over there at the blue line, brings it in. Robitaille down low. Into the corner goes the Apple Kings out to the point, shot from the point, deflected wide. Best had no idea where that one. Another shot from the point. And there's Suki scores. That's Ouellette on the doorstep. Another rebound. Puck went, shot in, got deflected, went off the post, popped out to Ouellette, who scores to make it a 2-1 Georgian Bay lead. 11:39 left to go here in the second period, and the Apple Kings have their first lead of the game. Shots right now 23-10 in favor of the Harvesters, but the score does not indicate what the shot total tells you. Apple Kings back after a shot from the point goes wide. Pope on the sidewall, he will just chip it out. Devin Edmonds again trying to forecheck it. Murphy picks it up in his own zone. Apple Kings, other than the power play, have been controlling the second period here. And Edmonds gets taken down in the corner. Bulkwell turns it over at the blue line. And there will be a race. Bulkwell and the Apple Kings out in front of the net. Stop by Best. Net comes off. A good chance for the Apple Kings in front of Best, but he's able to keep it out. Harvesters are fighting it a little bit here, trying to get a little bit of momentum back on their side like they had early in this game. Young back out. Fuller chips it by. It looks like a 2-on-1. If he can win that race, it's a good sweep by the Apple Kings, who takes that away from Fuller and denies the chance. Apple Kings bring it out into the neutral zone. Being hounded by Fuller. The Apple Kings control. Palamaki almost cuts it off there. Went in on a break, but the Apple Kings will bring it in to the Harvester zone. That'll be rimmed around out. Park will pick it up in the neutral zone. Chip it down into the zone. 3-on-2 here for the Apple Kings. Hard pass to take off the foot and into the corner, but they retain possession. Riley Pitt will bring it out of the Harvester zone, make his way through the neutral zone into the zone. Back to, he fans on it. King fans on the shot right in the slot. A good opportunity there. We got a net off, so we'll have another face-off in the Apple King zone. Owen King fans on the shot on a pass from Riley Pitt. King will stay on. Chip for another discussion here at the Apple Kings bench. Pierce out with a hamstring injury. Just got word he will not return tonight. The Apple Kings lead. I didn't even see the penalty. Maneri gets another delay of game. The net was off. I guess that's the second time that he's got that penalty. I guess that's why the discussion was there. Edmund for the net. Owen King is stopped by Maneri. A real good stop on a real good chance by King. Chipper brings it out to the blue line. reverses it down to Sweeney, plays catch with Luciak, tries to go cross ice, it's broken up, and iced down by the Apple Kings. Full scale change by the Apple Kings, and King will try to bring it in over, loses the puck, and it's popped out by the Apple Kings and dumped down again. Best out, leaves it there for Balkwell. Balkwell out in front of his net, over to Luciak, who will get her to King on the left side. He'll bring it in, reverse back down, up to Balkwell, over to Luciak, shoots deflected in front, nice stop by Maneri. Back to Luciak, winds up, shoots, glove save by Maneri. Maneri has been strong in the net all night. "26 shots, 1 goal, 25 saves here for Maneri thus far. We are 8.5 minutes left to go, 54 seconds in the power play for the Harvesters. Fuller's on to take the draw. He loses it back off the glass and out. Franson will pick it up. Over to Edmonds, brings it in. That's deflected. Paul Mikey picks it up in front. Maneri's down. Whistle goes. Maneri able to keep it out again. Looks like there's going to be another Apple King penalty. 39 seconds of 5-on-3 action. 2 minutes for roughing for number 39, Wise. So a real good opportunity here for the Harvesters to tie this game. "39 seconds left on that first penalty. King in to take the draw. He wins it, and it's back to Franson. Franson over to Pitt. Pitt over to Fuller, up top. Playing catch, slap shot. Missed. Franson, oh, what a save! Oh my goodness, what a save! By penalty coming to the Harvesters. Penalty coming to the Harvesters. Oh no, sorry, penalty coming to the Apple Kings. Maneri got across, make a save on Joseph Franson. Cross check for the Apple Kings. Roland will go to the box. We got 15 seconds left in the first penalty, $1:36. In the second penalty, and another 2 minutes after that. So when the 15 seconds comes down, nobody's going to come out. This is going to be a long 5-on-3. This is a situation that the Elmville Harvesters have to take advantage of. Owen King in a big face-off here. Game control in the zone. Apple Kings do win the face-off and dump it down. Best stops it in behind the net. Hit under a little bit of pressure. Get it over to Franson. And so that third penalty pops up onto the clock. We got 1:15 to go in the 5-on-3. Hit will bring it up through the neutral zone and into the Apple King zone. He'll drop it for Fuller. Fuller shoots. Score! Jordan Fuller snaps one home on the power play. High blocker side. Pitt brought it in over the blue line. Dropped it back to Fuller, who was following up a snapshot around the defender. Maneri couldn't see it, and it's a 2-2 hockey game. The Elmville Harvesters will retain the power play, so they got a good opportunity here to get back into the lead where they were when they started this period. The Apple Kings are going to have to figure out a way to stay out of the penalty box. That's the second power play goal for the Elmville Harvesters. That's in behind the net and almost given away by the Harvesters there. Pitt will pick it up and trip it over, and it's into the zone. Palamaki picks it up. Cross, and Maneri makes the save on the deflected pass. A little bit of pushing and shoving in front of the net again. Dylan Palamaki gets that secondary assist on Fuller's goal. Fuller's having a real good playoff. He had 4 points last night. Gets the equalizer here in the second period. Derek Sweeney in to take the face-off. The Apple Kings have been doing a much better job winning the face-off this period. They did not win that one. And the Harvesters control. Fuller on the half board. Shot stopped by Maneri. Rebound fanned on by Franzen. Sweeney down low. Shot away by the Apple Kings. Kept in by Franzen. Pops over Fuller's stick, but he's able to get it behind the net. Over in front. Fuller's got it again. Shoot. Stopped by Maneri. As this line is buzzing here on the power play. Maneri, square to the shooter, swallows up that puck. 59 seconds remain in the power play. 6:37 in the game. Sweeney wins that face-off. Nope. He did win it, but maybe it was unfairly dropped. Back to do it again. Edmonds controls it. Off for the face-off, won by Sweeney. Shorman on the point, over to Luciak, hops over his stick. He's able to recover, shoots, stopped by Maneri. No rebound there, as we had Harvesters all over the crease there for that one. Shots are now 31-11 in favor of the Harvesters. The game is tied, though, at 2 apiece as the Apple Kings fire it down the ice. And Shorman's back into his own zone to pick it up. Shorman over to Edmonds, loses the puck at the red line. Shorman picks it up and chips it down into the zone. Sweeney on the forecheck will take his man, and Shorman grabs it over to Edmonds, shoots. That's blocked in front. Pope swings at it, it hops over his stick, and it's out to the neutral zone. Just 12 seconds left in the power play for the Elmville Harvesters. It's Edmonds across to Sweeney. Sweeney brings it in. He'll stop up on the half wall, fall, and now that will be it as the Apple Kings ice the puck. But they make a change, and it's a 2-on-0 over to Pope. Shoots. Oh, and it hops over his stick. He shoots it wide. It hops over his stick with a good move, good pass, as that change almost cost the Apple Kings. Pope will pop it into the middle. Ryan Hackett over to pick it up. Over to Pope again. Tries to swing by the defender. Can't. Hackett will chip it in behind the net, and the Apple Kings will pick it up and bring it out. Luciak over to Hackett, who will chip it in on the backhand, which will be recovered by the Apple Kings. And they will pop it out to the line and out. On the back check, Jeremy Robson turns it over, tries to chip it in. That is knocked down by Simmons, who will bring it to the... And now we've got a... Cam Cochran's going to get a penalty for that. High sticking for Cochran as he whacked the guy down on the sidewall. We'll get to see the power play for the Apple Kings go at it here, see if they can equalize the power play goal scored by the Harvesters not too long ago. 4:46 left in the second. 2-2 hockey game. Harvesters lead the series 1-0. 6-3 last night they won as a shot from the point is turned aside by Best into the corner. Kipfer battles for it. Roland picks it up. Cross to the blue line. Chipped in front. Couple in front there. whacks out away. Shot, stops there. Running off to the side, gets the pass, and he puts it under the arm of Andrew Best. And that is a power play goal for Fleming. And the Apple Kings restore their 1-goal lead. 3-2, they lead it here. That's their third goal of the second period. 4:25 left. And the Apple Kings lead 3-2. It is chipped into the zone by the Apple Kings. Robitaille in behind the net. Back out in front. And Pitt will pick it up and take it out. They'll chip it over to Fuller. Back to Pitt in front. He scores! Riley Pitt answers the power play goal. He knocked it down in front of his net. Skated it out to the neutral zone. Chipped it over to Fuller, who gave it back, and he just deflected it in under Maneri. And we got a tie hockey game again. Momentum swinging back and forth in this second period. Riley Pitt, that'll be his second of the game, his third point. So he's having himself an evening here in the silo. But the Apple Kings are back on it in the Harvester zone. On the sidewall battle, Palamaki's able to chip it up and over the defender, and it'll go down to the Apple Kings zone. Young on it, but the Apple Kings retain possession. It's chipped in. There's a 2-on-1. 2-on-1, and it just misses. Fuller over on the left side. Young back in to pick it up. And Young will get it. He's on the back end. He turns around, fires it wide. Murphy keeps it in the zone, keeps it deflected wide by 39. And Harvesters have retained possession, and Edmonds will grab it up the wall and dump it down. Apple Kings over to the blue line. Ball, he won't keep it in. And now we got Harvesters penalty. It's coming to Balkwell. Nice save by Best. Balkwell lost his glove, but it's going to get a penalty here for interference. And the Apple Kings will have another opportunity to take the lead as they head to the power play once again. Balkwell was unable to keep it in at the blue line, and then was caught chasing a little bit on the back check, takes the penalty, and the Apple Kings will head to the power play. Fuller, Cochran, Busiak, and Pitt on. 2:50 in the period. Face off won by Fleming. Over to Rowan. He shot his block. It's fired out in front. Back to the point. Tip it front. Oh, and he goes. Sneaks to Best. Oh, right up at me. That snuck through Best, but it just squirts out the other side. It remains a 3-3 hockey game. Face off, scrambled over to Pitt. Pitt takes it on the backhand, it deflects off, but Cam Cochran will be able to get her down to the Apple King zone. 1:38 left in the game, or in the period. Oh, sorry, power play. 2:22 left in the period. Stopped at the blue line, unable to enter. They're able to chip it in, but Luciak's on it. Again, he will ice it down the zone. And Roland will have to backtrack and pick it up behind his own net. Apple Kings bring it up the left side. That pass is deflected, and the Harvesters will send it back to the Apple King zone. That is shut down. That was both offside and icing. Face off. down in the Apple King zone. Kalamaki and Sweeney are on now for the Harvesters. 1:01 left in the power play. And the Apple Kings circle around their zone and bring it down to the Harvester zone with speed. That shot attempt is deflected wide, and it will scoot over to the defenseman on the left side. He'll keep it down low into the slot. Shot scores. Another power play goal for the Apple Kings. It's clear in this game you're not going to be able to take penalties. 39 scores again. Wise. Another power play goal. And the Apple Kings restore their 1-goal lead with 1:25 left to go here in the second period. Cranston will deflect it off the glass and up into the rafters. We'll have another neutral zone face-off here. Buck 18 left in the second. A 4-goal period for the Georgian Bay Apple Kings gives them a 1-goal lead here heading into the last minute of this period. Apple Kings win another face-off, and it's chipped out by Robertson. He'll chip it down to the zone, and Apple Kings will just ice it out. And Owen King brings it in offside at the Apple Kings line. Face-off will come down here just outside of Elmville zone. King disagreeing with the location of the face-off. Another face-off one here in the second. Jeremy Robertson gets it on the side wall. It's kept in by the Apple Kings down into the corner. Shot stopped as 27 gets a good shot away. Andrew Best is able to swallow up, no rebounds. A good save there in the last minute, keeping it a 1-goal lead for the Apple Kings. Young back on. They win the face-off. The Harvesters win the face-off. And will gain control in their zone. Young will bring it down the left side here. Try to chip it into the middle. Goes offside. Pollard will pick it up. Shoot it on net. Maneri gloves it and sets it to the side of his net. Oh, a little turnover there by the Apple Kings. They'll chip it out, and we got a little bit of a break for number 10 of the Apple Kings in. Poke check by Best. Oh, and Falkwell can't clear the puck with a good save. Falkwell got to it, but he fans on the fire out, and the Apple Kings have struck again. This time it's Fleming once again, picks up the gift, shoots it into the empty net, and with 19 seconds left here in the second, it's a 5-3 Apple King lead. Apple Kings have done a much better job in the face-off circle this period. Okay, we'll grab it. It's just 6 seconds left. Bobatai upended there at the blue line. And that will end the second period. As once again, the Apple Kings didn't love it. A real good period there for the Apple Kings as they take a 2 goal lead into the third. That's a 5 goal period. Shots after 2 periods. Harvesters 32. The Apple Kings 20. But what matters is the score. And that's 5 goals for the Apple Kings and just 3 for the Harvesters. We'll take Everybody getting ready for the third period here. Check the out of sound scoreboard. Right now we have Shelburne Muskies up 1 in the third period on the Creemore Coyotes. That's a 7-6 game, so a high-scoring game there as well. I think I mentioned earlier that the Minto 81s took a 1-0 lead in their series with a 7-4 win over the Lucknow Lancers. Here in Elmville, we got the Georgian Bay Apple Kings up 5-3 in the game and down 1-0 in the series. As we head to the third period, Harvesters will have to look to get the momentum back, stay out of the box. Both teams need to stay out of the box. There's been a lot of power play goals here today. Harvesters are without David Pierce, who injured his hamstring on the first shift of the game, and Jacob Kelly, who was unavailable for action today. Pitt has himself 3 points tonight, leading the charge for the Harvesters as we get underway here in the third period. Apple Kings looking to tie the series up at 1 on the road at the silo. Pitt grabs the puck and brings it down into his own zone. He'll take it slowly back in behind his own net, where Young will pick it up. That pass will be deflected and into the Apple Kings zone. Apple Kings chip it out to center. Roulette will chip it in where he's held up by number 93, Joseph Franson. That's kept in at the line. Fleming gets a good shot here early in. Oh, we have a goaltender change. I didn't notice that earlier. Gow is in. He makes that save. King on to take the draw in for the Harvesters. Andrew Best started the game for the Harvesters. He'd be the goaltender of record at this point. Sweeney outruns and the Apple Kings are going to take another penalty here as they knock the stick out of Kipker's hand. A slashing call. Harvesters get an opportunity early here in the third period to get back into this game. Fleming slashing, 18:59 or 1:01 of the third period. Face-off won by Young, who's been doing a real good job in the face-off circle all day. Fuller shot on net. Maneri's able to corral the rebound for the face-off. Young again, kind of, is knocked down by Pitt, who can't keep it in. 21's off to the races. He gets it in over the zone. He'll stop up with the hash marks and dump it in behind the net, where the Apple Kings will retrieve it over on the far side and dump it back in behind the net. Franson grabs it in behind the net, will make his way out slowly, giving the puck up to Young. Gets it into the zone, chips it down low, and Palamaki will pick it up in behind the net. He'll rim it around to Pitt. Down to Fuller across to Franson, who can't handle it, and it pops out over the line. Back over. Chipped in, but then chipped out. And Franson will get it over to Pitt, who will come back with some speed. Loses the puck and able to recover it. still in behind the net, and Pitt's able to pick it back up. He brings it up towards the blue line. He'll drop it down to Fuller. Fuller chips it back down to Palamaki between his legs. And the Apple Kings will intercept and dump it down to Pitt. We'll get it up to Young. Hops over his stick, but he's able to recover. Over to Fuller. Fuller down the wing. In behind the net. Brings it out the right side. Shoots it in front and off the shin pad back into the corner. Young. Trying to get it over to to King. He can't, and the Apple Kings will recover and dump it down. 20 seconds remain here in the power play as Salusiak brings it up, gets it over to King, loses the handle as he brings it in over the blue line. It's chipped up in the air, and popped out. 5 seconds remain. Sweeney gets it in behind. Oh, and Kipper is able to get a quick shot that was blocked. Another shot blocked, and the Apple Kings will bring it out. 39 brings it in across the blue line. He's had a good day. Oh, it's over in front. Gal can't find it. It's in the corner. Sweeney swings it around in behind the net. Balk will grab it and leave it for hops over King's stick, and he has to give it back to Balkwell. Struggling with the puck there early on in the third period of the Harvesters. It's over to Sweeney, who can't handle the pass, but it's picked off by 10. Balkwell's got it, brings it up, down to King, up to Sweeney, one-timer blocked in front by 96. And the Apple Kings will chip it again into the Harvesters zone. Ooh, and almost a giveaway there in front of the net. Harvesters are able to recover, but the pass is deflected, and Apple Kings bring it down to Robitaille and shoots. Nice save by Gal as he deflects it with the blocker over into the corner. Back shot, another shot stopped by the shoulder of Gal that time. Two good saves by Gal here in the early goings of the third period, as the Apple Kings look to put it out of reach here early in the third period.
That's running ticket 002 723 16.
15:38 remains here in the third period. Harvesters down 2 goals, 5-3. Harvesters had a 1-goal lead early, took that into the second period, but 5 goals by the Apple Kings in the second period have them with a 2-goal lead here in the third. Maneri's been strong all night for the Apple Kings, making a number of real good saves, especially in the early going. The Harvesters did have 2 goals called back, one for the net off, and the other because I guess it didn't go in. Face off down to the left of Gow again. Young, Fuller, and Palamaki up front for the Harvesters. Looking for a little life here in the third. Get themselves back in it. Apple Kings looking sharp here. Clearly not trying to take any risks. Apple Kings are again going to the penalty box. It'll be their captain, Good, gets an interference penalty as he stops the ongoing progress of Riley Pitt as he tried to enter the zone. This is the second power play for the Harvesters here in the third period. They are going to have to start taking advantage of these opportunities. Young's in the face-up. He wins it cleanly. Pitt is able to keep it, shoots, and Maneri sees that all the way and is able to corral the rebound and hold it for a face-off. Another face-off here to the right of or left of Maneri. scrambled, but the Apple Kings get on it. Pitt's able to keep it in at the blue line. Palamaki through the crease out the other side. Husiak's not able to keep it in the far side. And the Harvesters will have to regroup. It's flipped over to Fuller on the far side. And there's a slide. Nice stop. Ryan Young on the rebound. It's another power play goal for the Harvesters. Ryan Young sneaks it through the legs of Maneri, and we have ourselves a 5-4 hockey game. Palamaki and Fuller will get the assists on that goal. As we now have a one-goal hockey game with 14 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. We'll see if that brings a little bit of momentum to the Harvesters. Applicants now. Nice little play by 39 Wise. Back into the spot. It's broken up by Shorman. Shorman up to Cochran. Cochran brings it around. In over the line. Dishes it out to Cranston, who shoots. Stopped by Maneri. Rebound out, but the Apple Kings are able to find the rebound and exit the zone. Seems to be a little more life here in the Harvesters' legs. As King deflects it in and Fuller's back on the ice on the forecheck. Long's able to control it, brings it up the zone. It'll sneak out the zone. Robitaille in a battle there on the boards. Fuller. Bueller is able to, comes out with it and he'll dump it in to the Harvester zone. Murphy back, zips it around to Balko. Balko was unable to control that puck. It's over to Robitaille. Robitaille will take it in behind the net. One hand, slings it back. Broken up by Young. Driven, chipped out. Giesler's able to knock it down out of the air. That would have been an odd man rush for the Harvesters. That pass is deflected. Fleming already has a couple goals this game. On it in the corner. Knocked down. Brings it over to Robitaille, who's able to sneak himself into the front of the net. Scramble in front. Now with a couple saves, and he's able to get on it. And a little bit of pushing and shoving and lots of whistles as the intensity starts to heat up here in the third period. We got ourselves a one-goal hockey game. 12 minutes, 37 seconds left to go. Rowland and Blazer out on defense for the Apple Kings. We got Sweeney in the circle taking the face-off for the Harvesters. Face-off won by the Harvesters. Pitt chops it over to the sidewall. And it'll come in behind the net. Pitt pokes it down the wall. Nice little play on the wall by Kipper. Gets it to Sweeney, who's rubbed out on the bench by the Applicants, but it's given away in the slide. Husiak can't take it. Chip, a lot of pushing, and it's out. Good, we'll take it over the zone. There's a lot of people in front of the net, and he can't hit the guy as he goes sliding into the net. Knocks the net off, and we'll have a face-off. Dow's been solid here in the third period. He's had to make 3 saves. Maneri, 4 shots, 3 saves. As Young was able to connect on the power play here in the third period. King, Hope, Edmonds on the ice for the Harvesters. Face-off won by the Apple Kings, and they're content to just dump it in on Dow. Pitt falls in behind the net. Edmonds grabs the pass, takes it in, and hit with the hip, and he'll bring it out. The Apple Kings over the line. Good. Apple Kings is out, unable to keep it in at the blue line is Blazer. He'll go rink wide. Rowan will fire it in on net, and Pitt will be able to grab it from Gow and stand in behind his net waiting for an opportunity. Oh, he tries to go to King here up the middle on a change there. He'll get it in. He spins away from the check, gets it in the middle. Edmonds spins as well, shoots. That's deflected wide. Shorman at the point here, gets it down. Pope in front through the crease. King was there, unable to get a stick on it. Popped down to King, who's behind the net. Cycles it down to Shorman in the corner. He comes out in front. Net will come off again. A little bit of pushing and shoving. A Apple King player goes down. Net comes off. Referees determined it was the Harvesters. I think we might need to look on the replay. I believe that was the Apple Kings who knocked the net off. Face off in the neutral zone. Sweeney on to center. Robertson and Cochran here. Cranston and Shorman on defense. Cranston will put it in on net. Maneri steers that to the side, and the Apple Kings will sneak it out. Fleming can't handle the pass, and the Harvesters take over. Shot from the point. Jeremy Robertson. They stop by Maneri, and the Apple Kings will ice the puck. 10 minutes, 37 seconds left to go. Offensive zone face-off for the Harvesters here. 5-4. Young's made it a one-goal game here in the third period. He's in to take the draw right now. Face-off won and controlled by the Apple Kings. They will dish it out, and deflected pass is picked up by Bueller, and as he gets it in behind the net, he'll sneak it out, try to sneak it out in front. That is picked off by the Harvesters, but they're unable to clear. Now they are, and they got themselves a 3-on-2. Fuller, back to Young. Young shoots, stopped by Maneri. Good stop, blocker saved by Maneri. It's back in front. Maneri turns that one aside as well. Fuller can't handle that pass as it gets through his legs. Luciak gets it in on the backhand. Young picks it up behind the net. Fuller in behind the net. The Kings, Apple Kings will be able to rim it around. Fuller gets out, and Palamaki brings it in. It's dropped to Young. Young passes it in front, hits the shooting pad, and away go the Apple Kings. Inverted rush, that just shoots it. Dow makes the save. Holds on for the faceoff. 9:36 remains here in the third period. Harvesters lead the series 1-0. Apple Kings lead the game 5-4. Game 3 of this series will go next Saturday night, same time. I believe that's Valentine's Day. What a great night, date night for you and the significant other. Kipper in on the forecheck, chipped in behind the net, Hackett trying to find it. He kicks it out in front, he tries to wrap it around, there he is. And it looks, we got a lot of people here. He's got the one cross check, it looks like. Hackett is whacking away. Maneri held his ground. A good save by Maneri to keep that puck out, but I think the Harvesters are going to end up on the power play here. Let's see. The referee was clearly pointing at the Apple King player. I'm not entirely sure how this ends shake out. Looks like they did put an extra Roland in the box, the ref said. Roland didn't like his penalty, so he's decided that he wants to watch it from the dressing room the rest of the way. While the rest figure this out here, should mention some sponsors. Our platinum sponsors this year, the Harvesters platinum sponsors, Bourgeois Motors, Chandler Transport, Hardship Acres, Construction Equipment Supply, Martin Nagel at Clear Path Insurance, and Quail's Brewery. Our gold sponsors this year, Pet Value here in Elmville, TNT Solutions. Silver, we've got DLG Excavation and Trucking, DMD Farm Drainage, Double M Construction, Plumbing, Electric, K-Doe Inc., Key Mortgage Partners, Northern Automotive Solutions, Scotty's Plumbing and Electrical, Shelby Greenlaw at For Sale by Georgian Bay, the Springwater Newspaper, and Steelers Restaurant and Pub. We thank all of them for the contributions. And it does end up with an Elmville power play. 9:10 left to go here in the third period of a one-goal hockey game. The Harvesters are without Kelly and without Pierce, two guys that are generally on PP1. So we have Young, Palamaki, Fuller, Pitt, and Halusiak that is going to start this power play. Maneri, solid all night. He's made 38 saves thus far on the 42 shots that he's faced. There's been a lot of discussions during this game. I'm not sure. I was not at the game last night, whether or not it was the same. Looks like we're about ready to go. All-important face-off here in the offensive zone for the Harvesters. Young's been very good in the circle all night for Elmville. We'll try to do it again. Scrambled a little bit in. Giesler and Young is able to pick it up. He tries to get it in front. It's deflected. And the Apple Kings are able to clear it down. Pitt will get down into his own zone. Try to skate it out. Is able to sneak by. Gets through. And dump it in. Young chips it over. Fuller back to the point. Luciak to the side of the net. It gets through Young's legs. Pitt's going to try and outrace him here. He's able to keep it in. He fans on the dump-in shot. It's out, and Palamaki will recover. Luciak gets right back at it as one defenseman changes for the Apple Kings. Young sneaks it down to Fuller. Fuller up to the point. Luciak's got it. Down. There it is. One-time shot stopped by, and Fuller unable to corral that rebound. A good shot stopped by Maneri. Shot from the point. Rebound. Ryan Young ties the game on the power play once again. Pitt shoots it from the point. The rebound comes out. Young brings it to the backhand, puts it in the empty net, and we have a tied hockey game. 8:13 left. The Elmville Harvesters on the backs of Two power play goals have tied the score here in the third period of game 2 of the first round of the LVHL playoffs.
You're loving this?
Some more discussion gives me the chance to have a sip of water. I'm going to suggest for both teams maybe they stay out of the penalty box. Specialty teams have been massive here today. Shot from Pitt at the point. Maneri unable to control the rebound, and Ryan Young, who's having a fantastic game, was able to pick up the rebound, bring it to his backhand, and fire it in the open net. If I were a good play-by-play announcer, I'd have a lot more filler than I do. But we can take a look at our bronze sponsors: Columns Electric, Georgian Bay Painters, Richie's Feeds and Maids, Spenview Angus, Stewart Food Service, and Vermeer Canada. All of our sponsors, regardless of the level, are greatly appreciated. Our home gym is motivations here in Elmville. I'm not sure that got across the line, and we got some more pushing and shoving. I believe they're calling it icing. I'm not 100% sure that hit the end boards there just in front of the goal line and popped back out. Nonetheless, icing's the call. No penalties, but the puck or the face-off will come back down into the Harvester zone. To the left of Dow. Owen King into the circle. Trusted. Taking the defensive zone face-off. Shot, off the face-off. Apple King's deep control and get a shot. That is wide. Apple King's get it out. Sweeney. Offside at the blue line. You let Simmons hop on to stay with Long. Good and Park on the defense on the point for the Apple Kings. Fuller in on the forecheck. Apple Kings in behind the net. Off to the sidewall, taken away by Fuller. Gets it in front. That's off down to Cochran. Out in front to Palamaki. He spans on the shot. That's able to bring it up on the boards. They will chip it out, and it will hit the rafters. A little bit of a late whistle, but we got there in the end. Fuller playing center right now. Cochran on the right side. Palamaki on the left. Face-off won by the Apple Kings. Palamaki able to take it away from the defender. Shot from the half wall there by Palamaki is smothered by Maneri. Got another face-off inside the Apple Kings zone. Giesler and Beckley step on for the Apple Kings. Face-off one clean. Back to Pitt. Shot right on, and Maneri swallows up. No rebound. And we'll have our third face-off in a row here to the right of Maneri. Fuller tries to go forward with it. It comes outside the blue line, tipped in by Palamaki. Fuller in on the forward check. The Apple Kings swings at it and misses. It's back in front of the net. Cochran tries to chip it down to Fuller, shoots side of the net. Hits up. Hit me in the back of the leg. Souvenir for the announcer guy. Hackett on to take the face off here with Pope and Jeremy Robertson here. 6:57 left to go in the third. Pope gets it, chips it down into the corner where he'll race after it. A chip by 17, and he's down and chasing it in front of the net. Whiffed by 17 in front of the net, and Francis bringing it out over the blue line on a three-man rush. He leaves it for Pope, goes around the net, back out to the half wall, shoots it. Oh, missed by much. Maneri whiffed on that one, but it did go wide, far side. Pope's back to pick it up, gets it to Hackett, who'll dump it in. And the Harvesters will make a change. Pope hits that, plays it down, and they battle for it a little bit. And the Apple Kings will dump it out again. Pitt picks it up in the neutral zone, circles back, looking for a way to get down to the zone. He brings it in over the blue line, gets there into the middle, shoots, stopped by Maneri. Good glove save as the Apple Kings control the rebound and bring it out to the red line and dump it in. Luciak gets it and they'll dump it out. Edmonds, they've got a situation here. Late hit. Edmonds didn't like it. Looks like Edmonds will be going to the box here. Two minutes for roughing. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. Apple Kings going to the power play. It goes without saying this is the biggest penalty kill of the game for the Harvesters. 5-5 hockey game. 5.5 minutes left to go. Harvesters are able to block the shot and dump her down. Maneri out, settles it down, and Giesler will pick it up in behind his net. Sweeney and King in on the PK. Pitt and Franson as well. The Apple Kings. Sweeney falls. They got an odd man rush. That shot is blocked by the defense, and there you go. They race forward out in the neutral zone. Sweeney unable to get there. And Wise picks it up, brings it back, settles it down. Sweeney on the forecheck kicks his man. And once again, the Apple Kings bring it in the skates, but he's able to corral it. Chipped out by Sweeney. Again, 1 minute, 10 seconds left in the power play for the Apple Kings. Swung across to the other side. Bueller picks it up in the far corner. Get it out to Blazer at the point. He takes a shot. That's blocked. Owen King is able to recover it. And he'll take his time. Shift it over to Pitt. Gets to it. Oh. He dives for it. Pokes it into the Apple King zone. They shoot it down. It's deflected into the Harvester zone. Half wall. They control it. Apple Kings control it behind the net. That's where they've been getting most of their chances from down low into the slot. Now we got a scramble down in the corner. Pitt on his knees, but he gets back up and it's poked out to the middle. And Luciak's able to clear it all the way down. 7 seconds left in the power play. Apple Kings get it down quickly. And that will be icing as the penalty expired. So a good kill there for the Harvesters. We got 3:40 left. And on comes Young's line with Fuller and Palamaki. Balko back on for the Harvesters on defense with Rusiak. 3:40 left here in the game. 5-5 hockey game. Apple Kings trying to even the series up at one game apiece after the Harvesters were able to come away victorious in game number one. Apple Kings get it back to the point. They go D to D. Shot from the point. That's a good save by Gal with the pad, and Elmville's able to get it out. A good hard back check by Good. It's chipped away. Young grabs the puck over the blue line. Over the blue line. Chips it over to Palamaki. Shot is deflected wide. Balko able to chip it down low. Simmons grabs it, rims it around. And that will go the distance. Two minutes, 56 seconds left here in the third period of a 5-5 hockey game. A little bit of a back and forth affair here. Elmville up one after one. The Apple Kings up two after two. And here we are tied in the third period as there's Palamaki battling. He's battling in front of the net. He's taken down. You got to work for every inch in this hockey game right now. 2:49 left. Face off to the left of Maneri. King, Pope, Sweeney up front. Apple Kings win the job. And it's fired out in front and taken. 83 brings it in. Over backhand, shot wide. Swung in below the net, back to the point. Shot blocked by Pope. Back to Giesler, that's deflected in front. Another one stopped by Dow. Chipped over to the wall, and the Apple Kings will be able to keep it in. Pitt off the boards, out, down to the Apple Kings zone where 96 will recover it. Giesler grabs it, pushes it into the middle. That's a turnover, but it poked off a King's stick, and they're back go the Apple Kings into the zone. A good play by Shorman stops that rush, but the Apple Kings are able to keep it in. And now they poked out. Bueller in over the Harvester zone. Shorman takes it away, brings it off the other way, in behind Young, who pokes it by. He's in, down into the corner. Loses the puck, down low, in behind the net. Palamaki battles for it. We got the Harvesters. Pitt trying to get over there. He's able to get there. Palamaki keeps it in his own zone, but gives it to Young, who sidesteps the defender. Gets it into the zone, dumps it in. Palamaki out in front, Fuller. It's poked away by Maneri on a good heads-up play there. And Fuller is all alone beside the net. Young tries to get in the middle. Shoots it down. Fuller gets his goal! Jordan Fuller picks up the loose puck and fires it far side of the Elmville Harvesters. Take a 6-5 lead with 1:07 left to go. A little bit of a scramble off to the left, and Maneri ends up on Fuller's stick. A little push and shoot, and it ends up in the back of the net. And Jordan Fuller, who's having a great playoff, gives the Elmville Harvesters a 1-goal lead with just 1:07 left here in the third period. The Apple Kings call their 30-second timeout. Get their guys some rest. Get the right guys on the ice. A great third period here, fueled by a couple power play goals for the Harvesters. And then Jordan Fuller is able to shoot it far side on Maneri. with 1:07 left. And we'll watch the goalie here as they dump it in. And he's not going. Not sure. Oh, there he goes. As it's deflected wide. Down the ice. Icing is called. A little bit of a miscommunication with the goaltender. I think they wanted to grab possession. Worked out in the end. We got a face-off to the right of Dow. 54.2 seconds left. Face-off won by the Harvesters, but controlled by the Apple Kings. They get it back to the point. Roulette stands up Edmonds, and they control it down low. Out to the sideboard. Shot from the point. Glove down by Dow. Good job in front by the defense and let him see that puck. He was able to glove it. No rebound. 37.4 seconds left. Palamaki, Fuller, and King come on. Face off to the left of Dow, who came on in the third period in relief of Andrew Best. King, won by the Apple Kings, back to the point. Shot from the point. Again, glove down by Dow. Right now, he can see the shots, so he's being able to not give up rebounds. Good job by the Harvesters defense to keep the lanes clear. Owen King in to take the draw again. This time it's won by the Harvesters. Hits the guy on the way out. Palamaki dives and pokes the puck down to the end. Not icing. 21 seconds left. Apple King. Oh, it's turned over. Owen King comes in, shakes into the empty net. He goes under the defender who fell down in front of the net. And that should do it as the Harvesters open up a 2-goal lead here late in the third period. Owen King picks up his second of the playoffs. Turnover just inside the Apple Kings blue line. Without a goaltender, not much you can do. 13.9 seconds left. Face off. Won by Sweeney. Sharman will take it down. He'll settle in behind the net. Apple Kings are content to just let this one play out. Oh, maybe long isn't. Buzzer goal. And the Elmville Harvesters, with a massive third period comeback, take game 2, 7-5. Jordan Fuller, with just over a minute to go, scores the game winner. 3 stars. Ryan Young, the 3rd star. Jordan Fuller picks up the 2nd star tonight. Riley picks up the 1st star. He had a great night. So that's it for tonight. Harvesters take game 2 with a 4-goal third period comeback win. Game 3 set to go on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Bring your significant other. Tickets are on sale now. Enjoy the rest of your evening. That's all.